market has been dropping like more than 1%. Recover a little bit, so a bit of the demand tail show up, and we talk about the potential bullish scenario where we have the um, gap covering. So this is the gap support right here, gap covering, and then hover it at the top part of the trading range. So here is the trading range, and if we could do that, then this will be a very bullish scenario. So this is as per the discussion last week. So right now, we got the gap filling, and it's also attempt to break below the gap support, and this is going to be increasing of the volatility as we sheet it right here. So that is actually the bar that's correspond to where the Korean market have a big drop as well, the 5th of June. So that really is triggered by the Korean markets in sync with the Korean market, where the market also dropped by I think 6%, 7%, or even more. So today the Korean market also dropped 10%, and right now is just testing the gap supports, and still not too bad. But comparing to Nasdaq, Nasdaq already dropped more than 2%, 2.5%. But compared to as of 5th of June, we have a drop of minus 4.8% for Nasdaq, and also 2.6% for the S&P 500. So right now is still too early to tell whether we'll get a bounce from the gap supports. But right from this structure, this is already the change of character. So we already have a change of character here, and attempt to break above, and followed by this the real change of character bar, and also just a big drop of more than 2%, and by far this is the largest bearish bar that we have ever seen. And then we have a follow through to the downside, stop somewhere around 7300, get supported, and then bounce back up, challenging the high again. So we talk about if we could consolidate somewhere around here, near the resistance level, and eventually break out, then that will be the most bullish scenario that we could anticipate. However, if it break below the immediate support at about the gap 7460, then it's likely going to break below, go back down to test the swing low support at 7300. So that is still a trading range right here, and even if it does that, come back down, test the 7300, or even undercut it and rally up, then this is still considered as normal. I wouldn't be too bearish about that. So especially right now, if we do get some decrease of the supply level coming down to test the support level, I think that is even better. So that just means that we would see a prolonged trading range after a very extended run. So the extended run started in April, the bottom, and this is really extended, and you can see it actually trail above the MA10, the red line, and get supported by the MA10 until we see a fake breakdown, and then followed by a real breakdown right here, followed by the choppy environment. So this is a trading range, sideways market, chop around. So today is the important day. If the gap support is holding up, then you could consider it as very, very strong market, and it's likely going to challenge a high, and then followed by the right handle, and then a breakout. However, if it just behave like 5th of June, so something like this, a drop of more than 2%, where we get a lot worse in the Nasdaq 100, because the Korean market just dropped like 10% and get suspended. So this is the volatility that we experienced last time. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have that kind of the volatility shown up again. But right now, just based on the past few sessions, so last week, right after the test of the resistance at the top, so there's a swing high level, tested the previous all-time high level, and followed by pullback. So volume has been decreasing. That's not too bad. And attempt to koi. So that's also another attempt to break above, but a failure of this inside day bar. So we do have a inside day here. So there's a bullish harami, and yesterday the bull has a chance to initiate a breakout, at least attempt the previous all-time high, but it actually failed. And today is the follow through to the downside. If it just close below, then it's likely going to go down to test the swing low support level near 7300, or even undercut the swing low to maybe 7200. Okay, so that is the S&P 500. But in terms of the supply level, this is constructive. Since 5th of June, got a change of character bar, spike of the volume, and also this bar, but mainly is a demand tail. So demand actually rush in, demand come in here, and see the follow through bar to the upside. So mainly that is the demand zone. So we need to see whether the demand will resume if the bear just push a price down to this zone from 72 to about 73.50. Okay, that is the S&P 500 short term. The swing is definitely down, coming back down, and medium term, that is the trading range we talk about. Long term wise, this is still a uptrend and a potential reaccumulation, okay, until the support get violated. But so far, that is still looking constructive.